Today I'm gonna assemble a men's mask. I'm using 3 different materials. One is the decorative fabric that goes outside, the lining which touches the face, and a third material which is a filter. I use baby wipes that are dried out, and I'm going to make the liner filter layer together first. So I put the filter down, then on top of it I put 2 lining layers, lining pieces, and then again the filter. So I have a little sandwich, and I'm gonna sew this line together, this side. When this is done, I just like to trim it down close to the stitch as possible, and to make it look neat. The next step is to stitch down the sides where the pocket mask's opening is. So I'm gonna fold this one back like this and just sew it down. Then I have the other side still, and I just want to make sure that it's aligned, the two, so I just close them and just kind of fold it down together, and then just sew this one part. So when this is done, this is what it should look like. So I have the filter layer, then I have the lining layer, and this little flap is facing the filter side. And these open sides will not show, they're going to be inside the mask. So I'm done with the lining, and now I'm gonna sew the pattern side. So again, I just sew this edge. And just trim it a little bit close to the stitches. And any loose threads. So now I have the 2 pieces together. So I have my outer layer, looks like this. So I open this facing the right side up, and then I open this up and just align the bottom part first, so the bottom of the mask, and started with the center. They face each other, and just align it, and then I'll just sew this together. So once this is done, I can trim it if I need to. It's not gonna show, but just like to be neat about it. And any loose threads. So I have the mask halfway sewn together, so the bottom part was sewn, and now I make sure that this lining layer is turned in, and the pattern is the one that's turned out this way. So this is how I usually sew them together. I make sure that they're tight and they close to each other, so I can sew the top part of the mask together. So it would be this, and make sure that there's no bumps or no wrinkles of any kind. And this is the one that curves more, so I have to pay attention. So once this is done, again, I just trim it down a little bit. There's many additional steps that can be added to the sewing process, but I usually leave it out. Like this part can be snipped in, so when it turns or the fabric bends, it bends easier when it's turned inside out. So that's one of the things. But cutting it close to the stitch, it eliminates it basically. So now that I'm done, I'm gonna turn it inside out or right side out. So our mask is almost done. So I just need to stitch it down and just smooth it out so the two layers align nicely and it all falls in place. And again, I start on the bottom, the straight line, and I put the pattern on the bottom, and the lining layer is on top when I'm stitching. And basically just going around the whole mask, so it's really just one. In one move, I can sew the whole mask. So I'm just gonna sew this one straight line for now. And when I'm almost at the end, the pattern was a little longer, so I need to fold this back, and I fold it once and one more time, and it will end up right where the white fabric ends, the lining. I'm gonna show this. So they're basically next to each other and on both ends, and I'm going to, I don't know if it can be visible, but this part. So this is very neat looking and seamless basically on the face. So, and this is how I do it all around the entire, like both sides. So I keep sewing, and I don't go all the way to the end because I need room for the elastic to put in. So I stop, just give room for the elastic to put in, and then depending how thick of an elastic or whatever string I use, it has to be enough room. So, and I'll just show once it's done. And I'm folding the other side. So now I have one side completed, and I reached the top of the mask, and I'm going to turn now and sew the top, stitch down the top of it. And I'm almost at the end, at the other part of the pattern fabric where it's longer. So before I get to the end with the needle, I just start folding it up and just hold it down until I get to it. And once I get to this part again, I turn around and fold it back in the other flap. And turn around to finish the stitching. So now I have it all around. And the mask is finished. So I have the stitching is in and I have room for the elastic to go in. I'm gonna show that in another video, how to put the elastic in. And mask outside, mask inside, and the pockets, pocket openings.